Hey y'all, it's Shannon. So I wanted to come at you with a haul from Valrhona. So this is a couple hauls thrown together, and I really wanted to show you and kind of do a short tasting of some of them because I like food, it tastes good, and it's chocolate, so I'm gonna do that. I think most people would do that. If not, you should, really, it's delicious. I'm a big fan of Valrhona. If you didn't know, it is one of the few chocolates I found over the last few years that I can process pretty well. It is hella expensive, so when it goes on sale, I try and buy it. It went on sale twice, which like with only a few weeks in between, and usually it maybe goes on sale once a year on like national like chocolate day or what international chocolate day or whatever. Usually is one of the days it goes on sale, but this time they had two, and that never happens. I feel like in the last few years in particular. So I was really excited, and they have several new chocolates, and I love them. So if you are someone who really likes to bake or cook or like do couverture, it's really great. It's French chocolate. They have, if you're into sustainability and a lot of that, having a brain fart. If you're into sustainability and knowing where your food comes from, Valrhona is a good one. They actually have a full-on system set up on how they track back to the farmer. They also have fair trade. They do fair trade chocolate and or cacao and they have a lot of third-party certifications and a lot of steps, checks and balances, I guess is the best way to put it, to where they know what's going on. And it's just there's a lot of quality checks in terms of this chocolate, so it's not inexpensive. It's about probably, depending on the chocolate, it's anywhere from probably 19 to $23 for 500 grams, which is 1.1 pounds. So about 19 to $23 a pound, I would say. They do have some that are slightly more expensive, but I really, really like this chocolate. And then obviously, if you buy larger quantities, you get a discount. But yeah, it's delicious, and I like to just jazz up a little. Like I also love Ghirardelli is one of the other ones I can have, but I use that in kind of everyday baking. This is more like for my like special holiday baking when I'm doing things that like, well, I already do things that are generally multi-step and sometimes multi-day. So like if I'm making candy or nougat or whatever, I really like to, especially if it's for my family and friends or people I love. Like, I don't know, it's easier for me to spend the money on other people than it is for me to spend the money on myself to make stuff with, which I think a lot of people are like that. Anyways, so at 3 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and get this haul started because I got a lot of hauls I got to get done. I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, and that includes to Hawaii. So I've got some cool stuff in there that you're going to be quite excited about, I think. So the first thing I got is from their Inspiration line, which is new. It is essentially, I would describe it as a white chocolate couverture that has fruit in it. Like it's passion fruit, and then they have strawberry, which makes me so excited. And it's actually made with dehydrated 100% passion fruit juice. And if you can't tell, this bag is already open for a very specific reason. I've already had a sample. It smells so good, and it's just amazing. So it did come with a card, which of course I don't have up here, but it tells you basically if you're tempering this, how to temper it. I've had the passion fruit before. I went to, was it Christopher Elbow Chocolates in Kansas City? I've traveled a lot. I feel like in the last year or so, I've had a lot of great opportunities. Did you hear that snap? Woo! I hope you guys heard it. It was good. I love passion fruit. So obviously if you don't like passion fruit, you wouldn't want to buy this. They also have an almond one, but I was most interested in the passion fruit and the strawberry. And I think it was Christopher Elbow Chocolates. I talked to the chocolatier, and she and I were visiting, and maybe it was Artisan Chocolates in DC. I go to a lot of places. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm lucky and I get to go to a lot of places. I don't know that I will this next year, but yeah, so they made a passion fruit caramel and then used the passion fruit couverture. I love this so much. So passion fruit's kind of one of those sweet tart fruits. I really like it. I know it's not for everybody. I feel like I'm doing like a little dance in my mouth. It's so good. So I love it. This is on their pricier side. I think this was one of the ones that was like close to $25 for 500 grams. And I bought this, just one of these, and when they had another sale, I'm not gonna lie, I picked up another one of these. I really liked it so much, and I wanted to get it on sale. So I need a little tea. My mouth is like salivating so much. It's so good. Really like it. I feel like I'm very dramatic today. Maybe I shouldn't have watched RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know. Anyways, I really dig this. So this is the strawberry inspiration. So it's really cool because basically it's made with sugar, cocoa butter, freeze-dried strawberry powder, dried glucose, and the dried glucose syrup, and then soy lecithin as the emulsifier. Again, 500 grams, 1.1 pounds. It says to keep in a dry place, store between 60 64. Yeah, and then this stuff is so good. This one is awesome. So, anyone else out there know that one of the reasons I love amaretti is because it tastes like their natural line in particular. It tastes like the fruit. It doesn't. A lot of times, like fruit flavors, like will be like overly jammy, if that makes sense to me. Does that? To me, yeah, it makes sense to me, but does it make sense to you? So a lot of times flavoring can be like very artificial and jammy to me. So one of the reasons I really like amaretti, I'm staring at it over here, sorry, is that it is natural, and or they have the natural lines, and they are like less sweet and more of a natural taste, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I'm probably not making any sense, but if you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you do. Anyways, this is a strawberry one. Hold on. I hope you guys can hear that. It's such a beautiful snap. That's how you know it's good chocolate. Although, I don't technically know if this is chocolate, but it does have cocoa butter, so it is technically a white chocolate. I don't know. That is not something I have delved into super deep, but what I do know is this smells like a real strawberry, and like those freeze-dried strawberries, which I also really love, so. What I really like about this, and I want to make some chocolate strawberry cookies. Like do some dark chocolate and some of these chopped up and make a cookie. I feel like that would just be like a heaven on earth kind of situation there. Like a hallelujah type of deal. I love these because these, so I feel like with strawberry flavoring in particular, a lot of times when it's used in chocolates or cooking or baking in general, it's very artificial. Although this has real strawberry. But even some of the natural ones I've tried taste real jammy, if that makes sense. So like it'll taste like the fruit, but it's real sweet and jammy. Strawberries are great because they're naturally sweet, but they have a little bit of tartness to them. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of times the strawberry, like it just doesn't taste like real strawberry. This, I love so much. I was born and raised in Florida, right down the road from Strawberry Patch, of which when I was younger I took massive advantage of and ate a lot of strawberries. Honestly, it's so good, it tastes like a strawberry. Like I said, I imagine using this, so it, like, I picked up the, I don't know if this would be a good match for it or not, but the Alpaco 66%, like a dark chocolate. And this strawberry, I imagine like doing these in cookies. So I fell in love with this one, and so when they had another sale, like I said, this is technically a haul of like 2 orders. I ordered 2 of these. If I could have afforded it, I probably would have ordered some more, but I really liked it a lot. Like, I would just eat those little faves by themselves. I think that's how you pronounce it. F-E-V-E-S. I believe that's how it's spelled. So the next thing, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you this, is the Alpaco 66%. It is a single origin chocolate from Ecuador. It is supposed to be oaky and floral, and if you look it up online, they have more descriptions of the different notes. So like wine and beer, different chocolate can have different notes depending on where it's from, how it's roasted, how it's fermented, was it double fermented. Valrhona does have some chocolate that's double fermented. If you didn't know, cacao beans are fermented before they're made into chocolate. And so, anyways, I was really excited when they saw they had this. And like I said, I picked it up during one of their sales because, yeah. So this is 500 grams. I haven't tried this. I'm not going to open this, but I'm sure it's delicious. Valrhona's is one of the few dark chocolates that I really like and could stand because a lot of dark chocolates have an extremely bitter aftertaste to me. Although when I went to Hawaii, I went to Puna Chocolate Shop, and so if you didn't know, Hawaii recently won several awards in Paris for the cacao and their chocolate. So apparently, I'm sure that price is going to skyrocket. But anyways, I was talking to the chocolatier that makes the chocolate from the beans and stuff that are grown on the farm. Anyways, I have a lot of great opportunities to do stuff with food if you can't tell. So I was talking to him about I like some dark chocolates, but some are just a little too bitter, and we kind of had a whole discussion about roasting and stuff, and I was like, I didn't know any of that, but it was really great to learn and hear and like I said, just gain some of that additional knowledge. So that was really cool. This is the 8.8 ounce, 250 gram bar of Leite Givara, 40% cacao. It is a milk chocolate. I don't know that they have the description on here, but this is one that is milky, kind of caramel-y-esque type of thing. I don't remember the exact description, but I have had Leite Givara before. Again, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this correctly, so I'm sorry. I'm just going to hold it up here so you can Google it if you really want to know. But I've used this stuff before. It's great. I love it, and I love it's Bahibe. I'm going to call it Bahibe. I'm sure I'm not saying that right again. So anyways, it's really, really good. And it's a very nice milky chocolate that's like, so their chocolates are great because they're sweet, but they're not overly sweet. Like when I was younger, I could handle any amount of sugar. I mean, clearly there was a reason I was like 300 pounds at one point in my life. That's not the only reason. But I definitely, like as I've gotten older, and I don't know if it's a side effect of the weight loss surgery, like I still love sweets. Don't get it twisted. Clearly, I still love sweets, but I definitely have a certain threshold where I'm kind of like maxed out, and I do notice for me, my threshold is a lot lower than a lot of other people I know. So I don't know. My guess is it's probably a side effect of surgery. But I really enjoy Valrhona's because I think that the level of it is really mild. The flavor is not mild. The flavor is very strong and powerful, but not overpowering. But like the sweetness level, I think is like perfection. So I really dig it. This is the Oralise. This is a really cool. They call it licorice and creamy, but it's not. I don't think it's licorice because I'm not a huge fan of licorice. Not like traditional licorice. I can use it in some cooking, but not all. Anyways, so what makes this really cool, and this is again the cool thing with Valrhona that they do, it's made with whole cane sugar, dark muscovado, whole cane sugar, and brown sugar, and so you get those flavors. And I would say rather than licorice, I would say more of like, so if you want to have a real debate with me, I can debate about the difference between caramel and butterscotch all day long. So butterscotch is really made from, it's like a brown sugar base, versus like, I get really frustrated when I see a lot of YouTube people or people on the internet saying like, make a caramel sauce with brown sugar. I was like, that's technically butterscotch caramel, so no. Like, it's really a butterscotch flavor, but I have particular feelings about that. But I also, yeah. So this is really lovely. It smells like that raw sugar, brown sugary molasses. That's the word I'm thinking of. Not sure if you need. It's not as snappy, but it smells so good. But I also really like brown sugar. See, I told you, I like sweets. This one is really nice. Very sweet. I'm trying to think. I'm just going to say cookies for everything. Because really, you can put a lot of things in a cookie and it'll taste delicious. And enhance the flavor of like a base cookie dough. I think this would be so good in cookies. It would be so good in like a Napoleon. So when you make the cream, the pastry cream or the diplomat cream, which is what I prefer anyways, like you could put a little of this in there and make like a cocoa or a chocolate pastry dough instead. I'm just saying. which I also think will be a good use for this. This is Caramelia. So, hold please, sorry. So Caramelia is really great. As you can tell, I got a big. This is just a kilo, so it's 2.2 pounds, basically 2 pounds 3 ounces. What makes this one so cool is that it's actually made. I believe it's made with dulce de leche as the base instead of regular milk. So it has a very caramel forward flavor, but it's so good. And the color is almost like a chocolatey caramel color. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. It's beautiful. It's delicious. I love it. Oh, okay. So Valrhona has all their information about their fair trade and a lot of their stuff. Yeah, and they've been around since 1922. So I mean, it's an older company. They know what they're doing. And usually with older producers, a lot of times they have pretty hardcore standards about like sustainability and have for a long time. I found whether they advertise it or not, I mean, that's completely different. But I've just seen that. And then I've bought this before, but I really like it. So this is the, again, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to attempt to pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to ruin it. So I'm going to call it Wina. 35%. It's a 35% cocoa butter. So it's white chocolate. It's lovely. It says organic and fair trade. Again, I actually have a little bit of this left. I really like it. I got a little sample pack a while ago, and then I ordered a full size, and I'm almost out of it. Again, I really love to use these in, like, when I make homemade chocolates and things like that. They are so excellent to make a really lovely truffle with. It's so good to do as a layer in a truffle. That's the other thing I think all these chocolates are excellent for, to layer within truffles. So, like even that, not the Wina, but the Orleans, that would be a fun one because it almost tastes a little like cookie dough to make a truffle with, and to put like, yeah, I just think that would be a fun one you could layer up and do a lot of cool things with. Like maybe put peanut butter in one layer and then that in another. I don't know. Like I think there's a lot of opportunities for that. Or mix the peanut butter with it and kind of make a peanut butter cookie dough type of thing. Which I know you can do edible peanut butter cookie dough, but the texture of a truffle is very different. That ganache is different than like a cookie dough. But, you know, it depends on what you're looking for and things like that. I do think these would be excellent layering in with like bonbons and stuff, where you do lots of different layers and textures. I love that in flavors. So anyhow, all right, so that was it for this haul at 18 minutes and 4 seconds. I really like chocolate, y'all. Anyways, if you have any other suggestions or know some chocolate brands that you really like, let me know in the comment section below. Also, if there's any other food or art or related things you think I'd be interested in, let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.